Good morning, my name is Nicholas Perrin, and I'm going to be sharing with you today the importance of living from your essence. So throughout my whole life, I've always felt like a circle trying to be forced into a square peg. I don't know if you can relate to that, but this real sense that who I am, my natural essence, and how I wish to be in this world doesn't really fit in, and it's created this tension and this polarity of either I pull away from the world and live in my own terms, like on an island, separate from everything and everyone, or I blend in and assimilate and find a place of belonging, but then meld in with what everyone else is doing. It's taken me a while to really discover like what actually creates this. And in a recent meditation journaling session that I tapped into for myself, and I feel to share this with you, is that our world has been reduced to function, which really means what is it that you do and how well can you do what you do. We live in a society where essence or beingness or the naturalness of your inner nature isn't really accounted for, isn't really considered, isn't even really recognized, because the world that we live in now has been reduced to seeing everything as an object of consumption or use. And we can look around and see how humanity treats nature in that way, that everything is considered a resource or a commodity to be used, to be processed or transformed into something of value. There really isn't any consideration of essence or beingness. Now, why is this an issue? Well, what I've discovered in my own journey in life, and what I've also observed and learnt in working with many other people over the many years, is that if we don't honor our essence, it is impossible to actually cultivate true happiness and fulfillment in life, because at a very deep level, you will never really feel like you're being seen or honored for who you truly are. And so the result of that is complacency, living an okay life, feeling like things are okay, but there isn't really a deep sense of self-generated aliveness that is causeless and that comes from within you. Most people, as a result, then are trying to fill the gap or fill the void through the pleasures of this world, and yet all of these pleasures are fleeting and momentary, which then often fuels addictions around alcohol, drugs, sex, busyness, needing to spend a lot of time with others, being stimulated, entertained. And the issue with trying to manage life in this way is that that void and emptiness never goes away. And if anything, it only grows. And if you do stop the busyness, stop filling the void with these things, then you'll feel this discontentment. And that's what I've experienced within myself. I realized that it didn't really matter what it was that I was wanting to fill my life with, that eventually I would always come back into this void or emptiness. So how to honor the essence within you and to bring this out into the world? Well, the first step is to realize that in order to connect to your essence, you need to reverse your focus and attention inwardly instead of just being outwardly focused all the time. And the first step to that is to create space. If your life is very busy and it's full, there is no space, there is no real opportunity to make changes in your life, which means that tomorrow is going to be the same as today. And there's a bit of a paradox, because often you may be thinking to yourself in this moment, well, I can't create any space. There is no space. And that actually isn't true, because we always have time and energy for the things that are most important to us. And my encouragement to you in this moment is to go, if you were to create space, the investment of creating that space, the fruits of creating that space will be infinitely more powerful and rewarding to you in the medium to long term than if you don't. Because what you'll find is that as you connect into your essence, by creating the space to do that, that a lot of the things that you fill your life with up now will become redundant. You won't need to do them anymore. And there'll be a lot of freed energy and a lot of bandwidth that will open up, which can only happen when you reverse your focus inwardly. There's a couple of skill sets that are essential in order for this to happen, and that is improving your mental focus and concentration, being more disciplined in where you place your attention, and being more deliberate in what you intend and what it is that you're wanting to cultivate in your life. And this also requires letting go a lot of the social conditionings of the musts, the shoulds, the coulds, the expectations of others that often binds you into obligation, which creates burdens, which then creates resentments and heaviness. It is only when you cultivate a direct relationship with your inner being, and through that connection with your inner being, that you're able to bring your essence out into the world, into your life, into the roles that you play in this world, that you will feel true fulfillment that is everlasting and also not dependent on what is or isn't happening in your life. In order for this to happen, there's a couple of key essential ingredients required. One is finding the right community. You need like-minded people who are choosing the same thing. And the reason for that is that there are both internal forces within you, your shadows, often unacknowledged and unclaimed, unconscious, as well as external forces that are doing everything they can to keep you away from your essence. And so having the right support of community and like-minded people, a mentor, a guide to be able to keep you on the straight and narrow path is absolutely essential. And 96% of people are unable to stay focused and in alignment with the trajectory that they know is good for them. And so I'm building a community of soulful individuals, which means people that are committed to connecting and staying connected to your essence, to build unshakable inner radiance, to be in this world but not of it, to play the role that you are destined to play, to show up to the best of your ability, regardless of whether you succeed or fail, to honor the evolutionary impulse that is patiently waiting for those that are ready to receive that call, to follow your sacred calling in life, and ultimately to be in service to regenerating the culture we live in, which is, what sort of world do you want to live in? And what are you willing to put your energy and time and commitment towards what is worthwhile creating, while still honoring your own personal needs and resources and what it is that you would love from your true heart's desires. So stay tuned for more, as I'll be sharing a little bit more about the points of view that I hold in how this can happen and the community that I'm creating. Feel free to share, like, and tag people that you feel would be a fit for this. Thank you.